Hello everybody. Welcome back to the HashiCorp Certified Terraform Associate Certification Catalyst program. We are back with question 18. So let's see the question. You have written a Terraform infrastructure as code script which was working till yesterday, but it is giving some vague error from today which you are unable to understand. You want more detailed logs that could potentially help you troubleshoot the issue and understand the root cause. What can you do to enable this setting? Please note you are using Terraform open source software. So we are using Terraform OSS version, open source version, and we are facing some issues and we want detailed debug logs or some sort of a trace to understand what is the problem, because we are not getting very good information or information which is enabling us to solve the problem just from the error message. So option A, Terraform OSS can push all its logs to a syslog endpoint. As such, you have to set up the syslog link and then enable tflog path environment variable to the syslog endpoint, and all logs will automatically start streaming. So first of all, this is incorrect answer. There is no direct link between Terraform logs and a syslog endpoint as such. Maybe there are ways to enable this, maybe with a watcher on the file and all of those things, but normally this is not something native. Like there is nothing like tflog path and it will understand that there is a syslog sync and all of this, and this is not something that is provided in the documentation also, and this is not the correct answer of this question. So A is incorrect. Then B, detailed logs are not available in Terraform OSS except the crash message. You need to upgrade to Terraform Enterprise for this point. Again, logs is something that every software should provide by default. Even its open source version should provide it, enterprise versions maybe enhance it, but also should provide it. So similarly with HashiCorp, they don't discriminate for basic functionalities between their open source and enterprise function versions. So the detailed logs are available both in the Terraform open source version, okay, and also in the Terraform enterprise version. So B is incorrect. C is there saying enable the tflog path to the log sync file location and logging output will automatically be stored here. So this is an environment variable tflog path, which is truly there is an environment variable like that. So it is saying that we should need to put the path of the log file, okay, in this variable, and then automatically the logs will start getting streamed there, and once the error happens we go to the file and we check it. But before seeing whether C is correct, let's see D also. Enable tflog to the path level debug, and along with that set tflog path to the log sync file location. So and then the Terraform debug logs will be dumped to the sync path even in Terraform OSS. So C and D are mostly same. In C only one environment variable is being set, tflog path. In D, tflog is being set and then tflog path is also being set. So actually C is incorrect, because if you only set tflog path and don't enable tflog, it will not work. You need to basically obviously first set tflog, and then you can also set tflog path for your custom file location, but tflog is something that you need to set anyhow. So here we are setting into the level debug. There are other like error, trace, warning. As I will go to the documentation, you will see. But see, the answer is D. So enable tflog to the log level debug and then set tflog path to the log file sync file location. Terraform debug logs will be dumped to the sync path even in Terraform open source version. So see, this question is about debugging Terraform. If you see the HashiCorp exam review section, this is also one of the parts. A very simple part, but there is a huge chance you will get one question at least from this point. So please just see this part. So I'm going to the documentation. It is a very simple documentation. Let me just go to the documentation once. Yes, this one. So as you can see, this is a very small documentation, but it is going to get you at least 1 mark. So debugging Terraform, it is saying Terraform has detailed logs which can be enabled by setting the tf_log environment variable to any value. This will cause detailed logs to appear on std_err. So they are saying tflog needs to be set. You can set tflog to one of these log levels: trace, debug, info, warn, or error. So please remember all of these levels, because there can be a question on this point also. To change the verbosity of the log, trace is the most verbose and it is the default if tflog is set to something other than the log level name. So please also ensure this, you know. So the most verbose is tf_trace, and this is a default value. Okay. Now to persist logged output, you can also set tf_log path. If you only set the tflog environment variable, then you will just get, for example, the logs in the console, detailed logs, but still in the console. If you want to persist it for future reference, then you will have to basically also set the tflog path. So in order to force the log to be appended to that specific file when logging is enabled. To force the log to be appended to the specific file when logging is enabled. So note that even when tflog path is set, TF log must be set. So only setting TF log path will not work. So TF log is something that is anyhow by default it is needed, right? But along with that, TF log path is something that is added benefit to persist the logs. But TF log cannot be removed. So you cannot just set TF log path to a path and you do not set TF log, logging will not happen. Okay. And there is this section about interpreting a crash log. I don't think there will be a question on this, but still if you want you can just check it very quickly. But this part is very important, so just this very 7 to 8 lines, this can help you get and answer one question, and also maybe help you in your actual use with Terraform to set the debug log if you want. For example, if your error messages are not giving you the correct answer or helping you troubleshoot, you can just set tf underscore log to trace file and then trace to the variables trace to get the most verbose logging, and then just check the logs. Okay, so this is it. It's a very simple question, but this is very indeed a topic on the exam review section, and you are going to get maybe very high chance you are going to get one question from this. So please share your feedback in the comment section and let me know in case of any concern. Thank you.